Matt Ranaudo, what's up, dude?
Brock, how are we doing, buddy?
Dude, I've been looking forward to this for quite a while.
Yeah, and so, I'm glad we finally got to do this.
I know. You've been a busy man. You got a lot,
I just I kind of just been here, there, and everywhere.
Yep.
And nowhere at the same time.
Okay. It's a lot of places to be and not to be, I guess, at the same time.
I think what happens with me is a lot of times I hibernate.
Okay.
I just like go ghost.
And then you come out going 100 miles an hour?
Yeah, I mean, like, I think I've done that throughout my whole life, really. It's just like,
okay,
I kind of, I'm as much as you might think I'm extroverted, I'm more of an introverted kind of guy. So
I would not have guessed that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I like
doing your own thing, your own
quiet
path.
time. I like video games. I like MLB The Show a lot.
Oh, bro, for real?
Dude.
Why are we not playing against each other? I don't play as much as I used to.
What are you rated?
Not high enough.
I'm 970.
No way.
I'm about to start streaming it. That's how, like,
yeah.
I wish I was a professional MLB The Show streamer.
I think that's pretty close. If anybody doesn't know, that's a high number.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I'm probably like in the 4s.
Are you?
Don't judge me.
I'm playing.
I have kids, okay?
I'm playing on Hall of Fame and Legend.
Okay.
And like,
so you're legit.
It's pretty good.
Okay. All right. Well, that makes sense.
I love it, dude. It's like the best game.
Yeah, I think that like the graphics just keep getting better and better, and before you know it, you're not gonna be able to tell. Like,
yeah,
is this a real game or not?
I'm into it, man.
Yeah,
I'm into it.
If anybody sees us like fighting with our microphones and battling our microphones here, it's because the pins are loosening. So if it hits you in the face mid like thought, just run with it. Dude, I don't even know where to start with you. You are an accomplished baseball player.
Thank you.
You and I know each other from college.
Yep.
Buddies.
Yep.
You've also been heavy into music for a long time. So I want to get into some of the journey, kind of that transition, what you're up to lately, because you're also up to some big things lately.
Sure. Yep.
But before we do all of that, let's just do a quick shout out to all the UB boys.
Yeah, dude. UB boys.
Shout out.
Love you,
all
boys.
of my baseball bros.
Yeah.
I'm repping.
I know. I was trying to find my lopsided t-shirt, but I couldn't find it.
Who made those, by the way? Do you remember?
Coach Hank.
Coach Hank.
Yeah.
Nothing. That sums up that.
Yeah, he had Dave do it in the basement. He pressed him.
No, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's how.
I do remember getting a couple of those shirts and being like, "Wait a minute, am I wearing this right?"
They definitely were askew.
That's a good word.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, shout out to all of them. And we don't need to tell everybody who your favorite teammate is. That goes without saying.
Yeah,
obviously.
Obviously, it's you.
Okay.
No, it's good. It's nice because we still have a group text with those guys.
We do.
I think that's a very baseball-specific kind of thing where, 30 guys stay in contact with each other for life, and that's a really cool thing.
Yeah, and that's actually pretty rare in the real life for any situation.
Yeah.
Even for like friend groups that were growing up, don't stay in contact.
I don't talk to people I grew up with.
Yeah, much less family. A lot of people.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
it's a baseball thing.
Yep. Well, I mean, we just had Thanksgiving, and how many messages went through on Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty special. It's a brotherhood.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that a lot of other college sports have similar stuff, but I'm pretty thankful for that.
I think it's a sports thing for sure. But like baseball guys are so specific.
Yeah.
I feel like in a crowd of people, you find like the baseball guy and you're like,
yeah, you gravitate
you're
to
a baseball guy.
Yeah, you just look like you know baseball.
Yeah.
You look like you have a 900 score on MLB The Show. Well, so for anybody who doesn't know that, like, you've been on TV before, you have a successful band that you started up. There's a lot to get to. So for anybody who would maybe know you from TV or from anything like that, let's give them a side of you to start that they might not know about.
Sure.
So what did growing up years look like for you?
Well, I grew up in Milford, Connecticut. Kind of on the coast. And so I got to grow up, like, going fishing and spending a lot of time down at Gulf Beach. You know Gulf Beach.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And it was really nice, man. I mean, we had a very tiny house, and me and my sister like shared a room together, and it was really nice. My family is, I'm Italian, and my mom has had 7 sisters. So I have, and they all have kids.
Okay, a lot of cousins.
Yeah, I grew up with like an army of cousins, and it was just really nice. Milford, when I was growing up, especially at that time, was just a really nice, suburban town, and
right.
It was a good place to grow up. I mean, I do wish that we lived in a more like baseball like town, or like sports in general.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think that was kind of, how like when you see more southern states and you're like, oh man, they love baseball. They love, the sports, and like the whole community gets behind it. I don't think that was really going on in Milford, but
sure.
It was fun. And, the athletic programs that I was in were good, yep. But I just always felt like some of those southern states get it a little bit better.
Plus, they get to play year round.
Yeah.
So, usually the level of ball in California and Florida and Texas is usually pretty high, especially football.
Yeah.
And Texas is like huge. They probably just run everybody up here.
Yeah.
But yeah, of course, I'm from even way further north, and same thing. It was when the teams were good, people would come out, and it was like a really good atmosphere. But you could tell that it wasn't like everybody was just living and dying sports. So sports were big for you all the way growing up?
I was like hyper active, ADHD to the max kind of. And from the time I could move, I was playing baseball, basketball, football, wrestling, like all the things. Mm-hmm. But I think it was more so because I couldn't sit still.
Yep.
And so like, I remember when I was a kid, even my dad, this is how I figured out I was a lefty. My dad, when I was in diapers, was like throwing wiffle balls to me, and he would put the bat in my hands righty, and when he would walk back to throw the ball, I would switch it lefty, and he was like, "What? Oh, maybe he's a lefty." So,
and then you just start hitting tanks.
Just start hitting nukes.
The rest is history.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, I mean, it sounds like your father was a bit of an influence.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. He loves baseball, and
okay.
I think he played in high school, and then he was a touring musician, my dad. Mm-hmm. So he kind of, as he got older, he hit the road and was just playing music. But yeah, baseball was always a big thing in my family. Was
he gone a lot for work then?
When I was growing up?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Like once he's had a family, he was around, made sure he was there. But before I was born, he was like, on the road every day of the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a funny story about your dad, actually.
Oh.
Because I didn't know who he was. My senior year in college, I was in an awards banquet. I got nominated for an award. And in the reception afterwards, they had like a wine and cheese, whatever. And there was this guy playing guitar in the corner.
My old man.
I didn't know this because I don't know if we'd ever met him before.
Yeah, maybe not.
So he's over in the corner and playing, and I'm like, this guy is unbelievable. I was like, wow. So I'm just sitting there. I'm just kind of watching for a while. And I think I actually took a video of him to send to my mom because she's a big musician. And I was like, this guy is unbelievable. Look how he's playing. It just sounds effortless and beautiful and everything. So then years later, you posted a video of you guys playing with the band in a bar, maybe.
Yeah.
And maybe he was there too, Cam.
Yeah,
and I was like, I know that guy.
No way.
I was like, I know exactly that face.
So
and I was like, I'm trying to picture where it's from. And then it came to me. It's like, yeah, unbelievable.
What a small world.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, he's like a fantastic guitar player. Him and my uncle Alphonse were both, when they were kids, they were like savants. My uncle Alphonse is a piano player, and he actually played the accordion too, which is a very difficult instrument to play.
Yeah.
And when they were growing up, they just had it. They just had like the aptitude to play music.
There's something about watching somebody in their craft. Like for me, I feel like I don't have that one thing that I've put all of my effort into. I'm kind of like a jack of all trades, do a bunch of things
I feel that
pretty well, you know, but I love watching somebody who's mastered something.
It's great. It's great
just to see mastery and literally in motion is so fun to watch.
Yeah. Well, I think that's probably a big reason why I wanted to become a musician, because like I definitely had the aptitude to do it. I always wanted to play music. I always could hear really well. I have a really good ear.
Yep.
But seeing my old man play was like watching like a superpower happen.
Right.
He would play and I'd be like, oh my God, how is he doing all this stuff when I was a kid, you know?
Like the guitar comes alive.
Yeah.
And
it's
you're
like so.
Didn't know it could sound that way.
Yeah.
Yep.
And when you, like you said, when you see somebody who has spent their whole life like just being great at it and also just has the natural ability to do it, it's like watching like a magic trick.
Yeah.
So I think
I think that's great. Well, that obviously sparked something in you.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, obviously seeing, you know, more is caught, not taught. You hear that a lot, but the innate desire in you for music had to start from a super young age because of your dad's influence.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there was always musicians coming to the house and band rehearsals, and there was, you know, a piano, there was a drum set, there was guitars everywhere. My dad's got 1,000 guitars. So like, you know, I was just surrounded by music my whole life.
Yeah, that place probably sounded so good. When he was playing too, I think some of it he was just riffing.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, it's so natural. But to know a guitar, to know an instrument like that, like I play guitar, whatever, and I played drums since I was a little boy. To see somebody that can just know what every note sounds like beforehand, and I'm sure you're the same way, is remarkable.
Yeah. So another cool thing that he does is, so he could shred electric guitar crazy, but he loves fingerstyle guitar too.
Right. That's what he was playing.
Yeah. So there's like, I don't know if anybody would even know who these people are, but there's this guy, Chet Atkins, and this other guy, Tommy Emmanuel, who play this fingerstyle alternating thumb picking while they're playing the chords and the melody at the same time. So you're like playing 3 different things at once, and it sounds insane. It sounds like it almost sounds like a piano arrangement.
Yeah.
Because you have a bigger spread, and you could play with your left hand all the low notes, and you could play all the stuff with your right hand. And that's basically what he's doing on the guitar, and it just ends up sounding really, really cool. Yeah. It's really difficult to do.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, that's not just learning chords and playing around with it. That is a whole nother style of guitar playing that I don't even understand. Yeah,
no, I mean, it's a lot of people don't understand. Like I barely can do that stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm more of I'll stick with the chords and play some nice
You're the lead singer guy. Yeah. Was he ever into singing much, or was it mostly
he could sing pretty well, for sure. I mean, he was more of like, I want to just like master the guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
but he's a great songwriter too. And like,
my mic just fell right into my chest. Ricky Bobby, when he's like hugging the microphone, he doesn't know what to do with his hands. Exactly. Well, right now I just have to like make sure that this doesn't hit me in the face.
Just rest it on your chest, baby.
Nobody will be able to hear a word I say. Yeah. No, but okay, so let's go back to your childhood. Is there anything that sticks out to you about just your growing up years, even family dynamics? So you had an older sister or a younger sister?
Older sister.
Okay, and that was it? Just the two of you?
Yeah.
Okay, so no brothers?
Nope. But I had cousins that were around my same age that were guys.
First cousins too.
Yep.
So they were out around all the time, like brothers.
Which were like my brothers.
Okay.
My cousin Justin basically lived with us for a while, and my cousin Colin, who I have the band with, him and I are like twins.
Yeah.
So, I'm really lucky that I grew up in such a big family, and we just always were together. We always were doing stuff together, and which is funny because that's how I thought it was. And then you you meet different people and you realize like, oh, this is a unique thing.
It's a huge blessing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
The more that I see, the more, especially with my policing job, the more I would get out and just see the realities of people's home life and their family situations and the brokenness and the trauma. And it really opens your eyes, because where I'm from is like rural community, way upstate New York. And it's just a different family mentality. And I'm not sure why. Maybe because the winters are really rough and you kind of have to be, together. I don't know what it is. My family is very unique, and I'm realizing that more as I'm getting older, just how cohesive and close everybody is, and realizing that's not the reality for almost everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just kind of eye-opening. And it also helps you to frame how you think about other people.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Because a lot of people are struggling with stuff that you don't know about.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So then baseball in Milford, Connecticut.
Yep.
Little League, of course. Probably all the way up through Coach Pitch.
Yep. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
And at what point did that kind of translate to, I'm pretty good at this?
I think all the way, through my younger years, I was always playing with the older guys, and I just remember I didn't think anything of it when I was doing it, but I would get off the field and like parents would come up to me and be like, "Yo, dude, that was like insane. Like, you hit four." My dad used to sit. I know this sounds like I'm talking about fucking Little League and stuff.
You can brag about your Little League
But my
years.
dad used to sit. He used to set up his chair in right field.
Yep.
In right center, because I would just hit home runs and he would go get the balls. And so, like, I just thought that
like it was a chore.
I thought that was normal.
I have to go pick up after all my son's homers.
He's got buckets of balls.
Yeah.
And he would have me
Initial
sign them and write the date and stuff.
Dude,
and
so
like
cool.
3-run home run to right center at wherever it was. And I don't know. I think hitting a baseball came like so naturally to me. It was like breathing. And then as I got older and I grew a little bit and got stronger, then I started throwing the ball really hard. I don't know if you even know this, but I was a pitcher in high school. I was a two-way player.
No kidding.
Yeah.
You were Ohtani before it was cool.
Ohtani. I was Matty Ohtani.
Yeah.
But yeah, I started throwing really, really hard. Yep. And then I got a really good curveball that I started adding in at a young age. Nobody was throwing curveballs. And yeah, I did well. And then as it got progressed, I would go to showcases, and I was like, oh yeah, like you could get a scholarship to play baseball, and maybe I'll go on to, go to some of these showcases and see what happens. And that's what I did. I started going to I got invited to a bunch of different things, and I did well, and then I got offered to play in Rhode Island, and I pitched and played center field there. In my first college game, I threw a perfect game.
Whoa.
Yeah, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I didn't even know that it was happening until like the last inning.
Nobody's talking to me.
Nobody was talking.
You're the only one that didn't know.
Nobody was talking to me. I would come back in the dugout and I was like, what the hell is even happening? What's wrong? And I just looked at my catcher and he was just like,
nothing. Just
nothing,
keep doing what
you're
you're doing.
good. Just get back out there.
You're doing okay.
It was cool. And then I don't know if you know this, but after my first year of college, I loved baseball so much, and I really did think there was a chance that I could maybe, at least play in the minor leagues for a while and maybe get a look.
Yep.
After my first year of college in Rhode Island, towards the end of it, I was like, I don't know if I want to play baseball anymore. I think I want to play music and like make that my life. And when I came home for that that summer, I got really deep into smoking weed and playing music, and I kind of like went into like a pretty dark place for a while. And that's why when I met you at UB, I was like 75 years old because I spent after that, I didn't go back to Rhode Island after that my freshman year.
Okay.
And because I was like, I'm not playing baseball anymore. I'm just gonna be a pothead music guy.
Right.
And so I like fell off big time. And it took me a little while to get my life back in order. And then I did. And then I got a phone call from Coach Ank, and he was like, "Hey, big guy, you looking to play anywhere?" And I was like, "I don't know." And he's like, "Come down to Harbor Yard. I wanna show you some stuff." And he brought me down there.
Harbor Yard. Dude,
I mean,
the best place.
How cool is that?
It's actually kind of cool to me what it is now.
Yeah, I want to play there, and then we'll come full circle with this whole thing.
Yeah,
but yeah, I remember not knowing if I wanted to play or not, and he walked me in there, and he's like, "You could play here every day." This is and if you guys don't know, Harbor Yard was a professional baseball stadium that we got to play all of our home games at, which was, it was like a dream come true.
Yeah, it's the coolest experience.
Yeah, so that sold me. And the rest is history. So
that would have kind of piqued that interest in you again. And it's funny how baseball kind of brought you. You had said no to baseball, and then baseball is actually what kind of brought you out of that dark place.
Yeah.
Which then got you in the right frame of mind to pursue music and baseball.
I think I was just so young at the time that I didn't realize that you could do both,
Yeah.
And
it's not taught that you can do both. Like, let's be honest. When you're in high school, it's like, hey, you got to pick one thing.
Well, that was the other thing too. I grew up in a time where, I don't know if it was like this for you, but like my athlete friends, I had to like almost keep my creative side hidden. It wasn't like the cool thing. It was like I was like a nerd if I played guitar and those guys.
There's
that's
stigma.
That's the interesting thing about athletes, especially my generation. It was like, it was a different time. And I always felt kind of out of place when I was with certain athletes because they had no tolerance for culture or music or art or anything like that. And I love that stuff. I am 100% just like split down the middle with creative stuff and athletic stuff.
Yep.
And I think it was more of growing up in a strange environment where I felt like I had to keep it hidden almost. Yeah.
That's no fun.
Yeah, it kind of sucks because I feel like now that probably people hearing this would be like, "Oh, that's so insane. That's not how it's like." But that's how it was.
Yeah.
I remember even like the older guys when I was in high school, if you had like an earring or if you dressed a certain way, there was real bullying going on. There's
and because you're talking like mid 2000s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah. And that's far removed from where we are now. 20 years.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a different dynamic now, I think.
Yeah.
People are a little bit more open and understanding, and but that's rough, man. Like, that's a hard thing to have to go through. You have like these conflicting battles inside of you of, oh, I really love this and I really love this, but I feel like I have to pick one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that transition period when you were in the dark place, was that something that you thought about being kind of like an awakening?
I think that, I think I probably through high school was like, I love music so much and I kind of did it in secret, you know what I mean? And I think that after my first year of college, I was like, why did I do that? I love this thing so much. I want to do it all the time. And I think I kind of went a little too extreme with it.
Right.
But yeah, then I found the balance, and I eventually was just like, I don't care. I'm happy with who I am, you know? And I think that's probably what I was struggling with was I wanted to be accepted by everybody.
Right.
And it was hard to do at that time where, you know, the guys, I was the captain of the baseball team. I was the co-captain of the baseball team. I felt like I couldn't even have a conversation with him. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
And it was a different time. It's so hard to explain, but
Right.
It was just such a different time. There was no tolerance for artistic stuff when I was growing up.
Right.
And at least that's what it felt like to me.
And you had that, like, I have to repress this part of me that now is a huge part of your identity, like huge. And most people would know you for that.
Right.
Which is pretty fascinating. Okay, so Coach Ank got you.
He got me. He hooked me back in.
Hooked you right up. Yeah. And then you went to the University of Bridgeport.
Yep.
Shout out.
UB.
Good old Bridgeport.
The Knights.
And got to play in, we just touched on like the ballpark a little bit, but it's pretty awesome.
It's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah. The train, the Metro North goes like right, like Yankee Stadium,
it's
right?
So
like
cool.
the old Yankee Stadium. Yeah. And beautiful ballpark, just beautiful. And you were a couple of years ahead of me. Mm-hmm. So you were a senior when I was a sophomore. Yep. So what was your sophomore year would have been your first year there, right?
Yep.
Tell me about that experience.
When I came in, like I said, I was 2 years past, you know, the normal age of coming in as a sophomore.
Yep.
Almost 3 years. So I came in, you know, a little bit older than I was as old as the seniors were, or like
that
the
man
juniors
strength
were.
coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great. I just was happy to be back playing baseball, and there were the group of guys that was there were phenomenal. I don't know if you remember Pete.
Yeah.
You remember Pete, right?
Yeah. He was one of the first guys I ever met when I walked into East Broadway, because I stayed at 787.
Yeah, you're like, holy.
He's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think he had graduated and it was just around playing.
Okay.
He was trying out for the independent team there. And the stories I hear about him.
He was phenomenal.
Yeah.
This kid, Luke Abraham. I don't know if you remember him. There was a bunch of older guys that took me under their wing, and I learned a lot of great, we talked hitting all day long, and we worked out together, and it was great. You know, they took me in because I was probably the same age as them too.
You're right. They could relate to you on that level for sure. And you have to, Division II baseball is pretty legitimate.
It was legit. Legit.
It's not uncommon to be seeing, you know, low 90s.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And so to have that bond of not only playing on the same team but having to compete at a high level, it kind of elevates you all together.
Yeah.
They say like a rising tide lifts all boats. I've heard that a bunch of times on the podcast, and so there's something really special about that. Yeah,
I think it was a really tight group of guys too. That first year, and we were really good too, and not to say anything about our coaching staff, but I learned more about baseball, and we as a team really made that a successful year. It was more of that,
right?
Coaching each other and lifting each other up. I think what's interesting about baseball is it's such a stressful thing if you let it be, but if you play loose, you're going to do good. Mm-hmm. And it's such a game of failure that you kind of have to play loose. And that environment ended up being a very stressful environment. And so a lot of guys were pressing, and a lot of great baseball players weren't playing up to their ability because they were just so tight.
Right.
Which is something that I I'm good at shutting it all out, and I don't care. In all honesty, I never really got the same kind of crap from the coaching staff that some of the guys did.
Right.
But I could see it. It's like, it's such a hard game as it is. The last thing you need is like, if I strike out, I'm benched for the rest of the season, and that's not a way to play.
Some people's personality, like yours, and even for me, if somebody were to come down hard on me, it kind of pushes me in a good way.
Right.
But you can absolutely see when teammates just crumble.
Yeah.
And really good players can be stifled by bad coaching.
For sure.
And I think that I know exactly what you're talking about with that environment, and watching just even in game, in moments, you can tell that in the back of their head when they're making a play, it's, I better not mess this up.
Right.
And once you get into that frame of mind, it's over.
It's an impossible way to play the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So then you ended up being there and graduating all the way through. You were studying music?
Yeah, I was a double major, music and business.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Which obviously has worked out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once you got done with college baseball and you had the best teammate ever, what was the outlook? Were you like, I'm going to go keep playing, or was it just transition time?
No, I wanted to keep playing. I right out of college, I started working, and I was going to go on tryouts and do the whole thing. I was talked to a few independent teams. And then I got to a really bad motorcycle accident that completely ended all of that.
I remember that.
Yeah. I got into so somebody hit the front end of my bike, and I went flying, and the bike landed on me, and I got twisted up in it, and I had a spiral break in my left leg, and my foot was turned all the way around.
Like Scatabo.
Yeah, it was really
Did you see that injury?
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
So I have a titanium rod and a million screws in my going up and down my leg.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of
baseball takes a little backseat. Uh-huh.
Yeah, which is it's also a blessing too, because as much as I love baseball, I don't know how. Is there a chance I could have gotten on a independent team or a minor league team for a while and floated around and made a couple $1,000 here and there? Yeah, for sure. I don't know. Is that a life I wanted to have? I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Hindsight 2020, grass is always greener type of thing. Sometimes life in its hardest moments teaches you the most. Anybody who's been through something hard will tell you that the most growth they've ever had was during that time, the most perspective they've ever had. And in retrospect, it actually was a good thing.
For sure.
It turned out to be, you would have missed opportunities in music and doing other things if you had pursued that. So
yeah, for sure.
Give me one thing, like if I tell you college career baseball, one moment that really sticks out to you.
Oh, wow.
It's hard when you got you got to pick through all the home runs.
The perfect game was pretty cool, because it was literally the first game of the season, and my dad was there and he got to see it. I think another thing that sticks out was I was on like a 0 for 12 slide, and I was in my head really bad, and I got up to the plate, and I got an up and in fastball, and I hit one onto the train tracks at Harbor Yard, and I came back in the dugout, and Coach Yank was waiting for me, and he just had this scowl on his face, and it broke me out of my slump. But I remember that because it was cool, because it went up onto the tracks.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that you could probably think of. Did we make the conference championship your senior year?
Oh, yeah.
We did?
Yeah.
Okay, because I think we made it another time. Was it my junior year? Yeah. My junior year, we went like
we were good, dude.
We were good. We were good at baseball.
We were pretty good at baseball. We always had really good players there. There was always good guys there.
Yeah, and we built off each other too. Like we wouldn't have. I think about those runs into the championship. We were the 4 seed probably. Top 4 teams make it. Yep. We were probably the 4 seed in most of those seasons because there were some good schools in our conference. St. Thomas Aquinas is good. Dowling was good. Malloy was good. Yep. So to be able to beat them with maybe
less resources.
That's a good way to put it.
I think that's what we have. We although we had a great stadium, we didn't have
the big budget.
A great resource.
Our shirts logos were crooked.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even so much that, but you go look at most programs now that they have friggin' all the analytics, all the. So, do you ever go to UConn's facility?
No.
It's like the Taj Mahal, dude.
Yeah.
It's like they have the screen with the projection of a pitcher.
No way.
Yeah.
I saw that in the dugout of the Dodgers. Was it the Dodgers or the Blue Jays? Somebody in the World Series. I'm like, how's that fair? Because they would program it up to whoever was pitching.
Right.
And then you go down into the tunnel and like face the guy and then go out. And, I don't know.
That's the coolest thing, though.
It is cool.
But it really is a bit unfair. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I definitely think you're right. Because if I look back at the first couple years where we were there and looking at like the gym.
Yeah.
It was like.
I mean, the other thing is most programs, they have a strength and conditioning coach. And
right.
They have plans and they have, they have programs. They have like a real thing that for us, it was just like, here's a place to play baseball. Go do it.
You go play baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys want to lift? Here's a gym. Figure it out.
Yep.
Which was fine.
Were you there when Dan Smith came?
Yeah.
Okay. Love Dan
Smith.
Yeah,
shout out Dan Smith. Yeah. He was there the whole time that I was there.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like the way I had a couple of injuries and just the way I broke my hand in my senior year.
Oh, no way.
Yep. So I was actually on pace to break the school record for stolen bases.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I was trying. I had 8. I was on pace for, I can't remember. I was going to break it.
Did you punch something?
No.
Oh.
I wish. I was stealing third against Lemoyne and my finger got caught on the turf and it ripped it right off and broke the bone where the ligament is attached.
Oh.
So there's just a ligament in there. And immediately he comes running out and he was like, I think I know what it is. Like, do you want to come out? And it was like 1-1 ball game. I'm on third. I'm like, no, like let me score.
Yeah.
Then we can look at it after. I think Asensio gets a base hit. I score. We win 2-1. He comes up. He goes, so I think it's an avulsion. I think that your ligament was ripped off your thumb.
That doesn't sound good.
I was like, so couple days. Anyway, so he puts it in a little cast, takes me to a specialist the next day, and right away, that's what it was. And just the expertise for him to know.
Oh, yeah, he knew his stuff.
He saw through my hand somehow.
Yeah.
And it was just like, yeah.
He was an Olympic
trainer. Yeah. And is now Quinnipiac's head hockey trainer.
Oh, I didn't know
I believe. So and national champions.
Wow.
So, yeah, just shout out to Dan. What an amazing.
Yeah, he was great.
Guy. But that was a point where I felt like, okay, like this is a step up with the training part of it.
Oh,
but
yeah.
He came with us when he could. There was other spring sports, that also utilized him and his team. So yeah, some places have their own baseball trainer.
Yeah,
we didn't have that.
Right. But he was a trainer of all.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put him. Dan Smith, trainer of all.
Trainer of all.
I just saw him recently in some, I don't know if it was an interview or highlight clip or something with hockey, but a former goalie for Quinnipiac I worked with at Milford PD.
Oh, really?
And he's now working as an assistant coach.
Are you with Milford PD?
No.
Oh.
Not anymore.
Okay.
Nope, I'm gone. I just off into the sunset.
So that's good.
I run my wife's company, actually.
Oh, nice.
But yeah. So let's see. Next step was your music like really started to take off.
Yeah.
And get me to the room where you guys kind of conceived Brother Stone,
Yeah.
and the Get Down. Is that it?
Yeah, yeah.
I know my stuff.
You do.
I'm a big fan.
You've done your research.
No, I'm a really big fan, actually.
Well, thank you.
And my dad's a big fan, too, because of me. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, after the motorcycle accident, it took me a pretty much a full year to get literally back on my feet.
Right.
I was like, I'm gonna make this music thing happen, and I had already been playing shows out and cover gigs, and I was writing my whole life, writing music, and my cousin Colin, who I started the band with, same thing. He was a great singer, great guitar player, and we were like, dude, let's play cover gigs. And I got a bartending job, and I was like, I'm gonna do whatever I can to just make the music thing work. I'm not gonna get a real 9-to-5 job. I want to see if I could do this damn thing.
Yeah.
And so that's what we did. We started playing cover gigs everywhere we could for no money, for $50, whatever it was. And we did it long enough until we built up a little fan base here, and wherever we would go, there'd be, tons of people showing up to hear us play, which was super cool.
Yep.
And then we were like, dude, I think we might be able to do this. At least give it a go. And and we were writing a lot, both of us together. And so we made a demo of some of the songs we were working on, and we started to send it out and put clips of it up on MySpace and Facebook and stuff.
Whoa, you just dated yourself, MySpace.
Yeah.
For all the kids out there, that was the cool Facebook before Facebook.
It was way cool.
And everybody had the friend. Who was the guy?
Jeff. Right? Wasn't it Jeff?
I don't remember. Dave?
Was it Dave?
I don't know.
I feel like it was Jeff.
But like the guy who he had to be friends with everybody.
Yeah,
you had to friend the
he was
founder.
The founder, yeah.
Somebody will fact check us on that.
I think it was Jeff. We'll see.
We'll see.
But yes, we put together a demo. We recorded it at my house, like really bare bones. Probably if I listen back to it now, like terrible. Yeah. But it was a half a dozen songs, and somehow it got to a producer in California who ended up reaching out to me and was like, I'm so-and-so, I'm a producer. I'd like to work on this album with you guys. Can you come out to California? And so we literally packed up my cousin's car and drove from Connecticut to California. And we stayed at my aunt's house in California and worked on this the first EP that we did, and spent all the money that we had on getting it done. And that was the birth of it, was just putting the demo down and seeing that somebody thought it was worth doing something with, and then we went out to California and recorded it.
It really is amazing to see when somebody sees something in you, and it feels like the hard work's paying off. Like the dream's like happening in real time. And I was on, I think it was your Facebook the other day. So we were communicating, and I saw the video of you guys doing the music in the car.
Oh, yeah.
And then the cop pulled out. You guys were getting real nervous.
Dude. I was playing drums in the back. Yeah.
The face from all the guys in the front as the cop passed. Was like, dude, I was a cop and I still get that feeling. Like, it's like, oh, man.
I thought for sure we were cooked.
Dude, it's so much fun. And I imagine that the evolution from there was, now you get a little bit more exposure. Yeah,
well, what happened was we made the album. We ran out of money. We came back to Connecticut. I took some more bar gigs and tried to save up as much cash as we could, because we wanted to get back to California. Because especially at that time, the music scene was really popping off.
You kind of have to be there. Like you kind of, if you want to make the music thing happen, you have to be where the music's happening.
Yeah. There was just such a good network of musicians and studios and producers and stuff that we got to we started to get going while we were out there. And so when we came back home, we were away from all that, and all the progress of that stuff stopped. So we were like, we need to get back out there and keep pulling on this thread. So we did. We saved up money, and I sold this old Jeep that I had, and just put together all the money that we could, and we went back out there and rented an apartment, and then eventually found a house with some of our other bandmates. And I built a studio in a place like this. And the idea, so the other thing is, when I first started this whole thing, I didn't know anything about Instagram and all that. I thought it was stupid. I didn't really want to get into all that stuff. But the funny thing was, every label person or A&R person that I ever talked to when we went out there, was the first question they would ask me was, what's your guys following?
Sure. Right.
And I was like,
following.
What do you mean?
I have a MySpace still.
You check out my MySpace, bro.
I'm friends with Jeff or Dave or whatever his face is.
So I kind of went into that. I didn't know that was going to be an important thing. Yeah. And so then I kind of shifted my idea of what we had to do, which I thought when we got out there, I was like, we need to play gigs. We need to just
make music, get in front of the right person.
Yeah.
Instead of building like self-promotion in your following. Yeah.
Right. So that's what I was trying to do when we first got out there. And that's obviously that's helpful too. And you want to develop a grassroots, real in-person following, and that's how you share your music the best way, I believe, still.
Yep.
But so I made us an Instagram. I started thinking of how do we build this Instagram, and it was through YouTube. Really, it was, let's do some cover tunes. So I started coming up with some good arrangements for us to do. Just picked songs that we really liked, got together all these guys, and that's really how the exposure went from like nothing to, one of the first videos we did got 10 or 15 million views on YouTube.
No way.
And then all those people started to come over to the Instagram, and that following just started building organically. And, and then the next video we did got 20 million views, and the next one got like 30 million views. And so that's really where it all started to actually get a lot of momentum, and we were in the flow of it, and it was just all really working out really well. And that's where people started reaching out from different TV shows like America's Got Talent, and what's the other one? The Voice, and all those shows were reaching out.
Really?
Yeah. And the funny thing is, I never wanted to do any of that stuff. And then I got reached out to about a different kind of show that wasn't a competition based show, because I didn't want to do like there's nothing wrong with those shows. I think those shows are great.
Right.
I think those shows are more in it for themselves than they are for the artists that are on there.
Right.
It's a competition.
It's a business too.
It's a business. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I got pitched this other show where they told me it was going to be all musicians in this house, and you guys are going to be working on original music, and you're going to be able to show how you write, and you're going to be able to perform original music on this show. And I was like, yeah, that sounds cool. I'll come talk to you guys and see what it's all about. But it ended up being something very, very different.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is one of the hardest things about the music industry that people don't know anything about?
I think I think the hardest thing is, especially when you're with a band, is getting a group of guys to buy into what you're doing. Mm-hmm. Because for so much of the time, you're not making any money.
Right.
You know, especially with original stuff, you're not making any money. So to really get 4 or 5 guys to fully commit and show up and give their time and, you know, drive across especially Los Angeles, you know, driving something that's 5-6 miles away is like a nightmare.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably the hardest thing to navigate, is getting the right guys and getting them all to buy in and commit.
Yeah. I think that the most industries, you always see the person after they've achieved something. You don't see the years of struggle, the years of making no money. And in your situation with the band, I can't even imagine trying to find people who are like-minded, same passion, are okay with the journey, okay with the process. Like, that's difficult.
Yeah.
And you don't see that on a TV show. You don't see that, you know, on a Spotify account.
Right.
So,
yeah, it's you bring up a good point. Like, finding all those people that are committed and also have the same musical taste and goals and ideas. That's why when I see a band that gels so well together and they're all on the same page, that's my favorite thing. That's why I love being a part of a band. That's why I never wanted to be a solo, you know, Matt Ranaudo guy. I never wanted to do it. I think that I loved the Eagles, and I loved like the big band where they're all singing, you know, 4-part harmonies together. That was always so much more interesting to me than just like a single guy doing something.
Right.
So
yeah, there's something more special too to that. I mean, there's a humility in it as well, to where you don't have to be the top dog, and it's like in team sports versus individual sports.
Yeah.
You have to rely on other people heavily. And so what did that teach you, I guess, transitioning kind of baseball into music? You were still in a team atmosphere.
Yeah.
So did baseball kind of help with that process?
Oh, yeah. I relate baseball and music so much. I think there's so many parallels, especially with baseball, where it's a team sport, but you are individually doing things. You know, like you're
Sure, right.
You're the only person up at the plate when you're up there, but you can't win by yourself. You know.
Well, too, and you have to do your side of the preparing has to be on point as well. It's the same in sports, and be the same in the band. If you're not practicing the chord progressions and the riffs that you need to be doing, it's not going to sound good.
Right.
And if you're not putting in the work in the batting cage, you're going to strike out. It's going to hurt your team ultimately. So yeah, I never really thought about the comparison, I guess, between the two, or a lot of the similarities. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. It's very similar in that way, for sure.
Okay. So you mentioned that you were going to go on America's Got Talent called, and you were like, no.
I wasn't like, but no, it's very,
I need a bigger show.
It's very, I think I appreciate it, and it's an honor for anybody. I think it's great when anybody thinks I'm good at music.
You should just go on and do your Mort impression.
It's technically a Saul Rosenberg impression. But do you know who the Jerky Boys are?
No.
Okay, so the guy that voices Mort
from Family Guy.
From Family Guy.
For anybody who doesn't know,
yeah, did a thing called the Jerky Boys.
Okay.
And that voice of Mort was a character that he did on the Jerky Boys, where they would prank phone call people.
Yeah.
And one of the characters his name was Saul Rosenberg, and that's who Mort is basically.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
You could have definitely won America's Got Talent
with doing this all.
Yeah.
Doing the more
100%. I can still remember you and I being in the back of like one of those white van, like the 15 seaters.
Yeah.
Because we would fly to Florida. That was the last time we did that, I think. Then we took big buses down. Did you know that?
Oh, there you go.
So we flew down and then we had like those little journeyman 15-person van, and being in the back
Me
and just
prank phone calling people
with the Mort impression. Oh,
yeah,
epic.
Those
Absolutely
were good
fantastic.
times.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then you got some different opportunities. Can you speak about that?
Yeah. So one of the creators of this show, it was called The Bachelor, Listen to Your Heart. And I didn't know that at the time. All I knew was a producer from a show had reached out to me and said what I told you before. Hey, Matt, we'd really like you to be a part of this new show that's going to be a bunch of musicians in a mansion, and you guys are going to be writing music together. Original music is what they told me. And then you're going to perform it in front of celebrity judges, and we're going to basically just get a insight on how you create music and
which sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Like if you actually wanted to get behind the scenes of what it takes and what it looks like to create music in real time. Yeah. That sounds like a cool show.
That's what I was saying. And yeah, they basically pitched it to me as Big Brother for musicians.
Okay, cool.
And so I was like, yeah, that sounds great. And so they said, hey, can you come down to the ABC building in Los Angeles?
What is that experience like? Because like that's pretty big deal. It was, especially with a name like that TV show.
Oh yeah,
it's like, I don't watch that show because I'm a guy, but.
Me neither, dude. I've never seen a single episode. I swear to you, I've never seen a single episode of The Bachelor. I haven't.
Meanwhile, you're actually a closeted big time fan.
Yeah, I watch it all the time. No, I've literally never seen it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you made a viewer out of me and my dad.
Oh, good. Well,
and a bunch of people that I know. So.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I feel bad that you had to watch it, dude.
No way, man. Oh man, we were cheering for you guys. Like, yeah. Anyway, okay, go into it. I won't foreshadow too far.
Yeah. Well, so I went to the ABC building, and they said, bring a guitar or bring whatever you want to bring, and I sat down and they just asked me a bunch of questions and. Get to know you kind of questions. And then they said, can you play something for us? And I think I played, I had my acoustic guitar and I played Isn't She Lovely, Stevie Wonder tune. And it was great. I was just having a conversation with like a room full of producers, and they made it really comfortable. So it wasn't nice. like a awkward,
like a dark stage, and like you couldn't see who you were singing to.
Yeah, it wasn't like that.
Okay,
it was very comfortable. It was in like one of the boardrooms in ABC.
This is in LA.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like glossing over like it's no big deal. You're like, then I went down to the ABC building for Bachelor.
Well, I mean, I think
in LA.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think
you didn't get nervous about that.
I was definitely nervous.
Okay.
Like I'm never not nervous when I'm performing or doing anything like that. I think that I was just like, if they like me, then great. If they don't, what's the difference?
Right.
Like, and they had called me, so it's not like,
and they knew you, so it wasn't like you were just like blind auditioning talent. So that's nice.
Yeah. So I think I went into it, somewhat confident and just. I didn't care one way or the other. I wasn't like gonna freak out if they didn't like me or whatever.
Yep.
And so I sang the song and talked to the people, and then they said, we want you to be on the show. And they sent me the contracts and all this stuff. And that's when I started to realize that this show might be something different than what I thought it was.
Right.
And I actually had gotten the contract, the paperwork, and I was reading it, and I saw something about a rose ceremony and a wedding, a ring proposal thing. And I was reading through it, and I was like, what is this? And I called the ABC lawyer lady that we were in contact with, and I said, what's all this stuff? Because you had to sign it and say you were okay with whatever.
Right.
And I was like, what's all this stuff about rose ceremonies and what is this? Coupling up and all this stuff. And she was like, oh, don't worry about it. They just use these contracts. It's the producers of The Bachelor are working on this show, and they use the same contracts. And I was like, oh, okay, sure. Whatever. Yeah, sure. That sounds good. Yeah. And then I signed it. And then the process of like getting on the show was bizarre, because you have to go and you have to get like blood work done to make sure you don't have any like crazy thing.
That makes sense.
You have to get a standard mental test, which
also makes sense.
How did I pass that thing?
Yeah, no idea.
It was crazy, dude.
How did you pass that?
Have you ever did you have to do this for the
psych test?
Okay.
Oh yeah. Like big time.
Oh, all I remember was while I was taking it,
you were actually starting to go crazy.
I was like, I feel like this is making me, this is making me crazy, because they ask you the same question, like 37 times, but different, word it differently.
Yeah.
And then there was some random questions where I was sitting there for like 15 minutes on one question, and it would be like, when you see a child, does it make you happy? And I would read it and I'd be like,
wait, how am I supposed to answer that? Yeah, wait,
like,
is this a trick question?
Wait a minute. No. And they're like, wait, but I don't hate kids. And I was like, okay, yes, it makes me happy. And I'm like, no, not yes, it makes me happy. Why the hell would it make me happy when I see a kid? That sounds insane and weird. Yeah. Dude, I was like,
honestly, like they probably are looking for all the different scribbles on there. Like, yes, wait, no, wait, what?
Yeah, maybe.
Huh? Or maybe it has to do with like how much time you took to do the I have no idea.
I don't know what it is.
I don't exactly know the rhyme or reason behind that madness.
It's so crazy.
I very much finished that and felt like, maybe I'm insane.
Am I nuts?
Maybe I.
Do you remember the question? There was questions about like, do you experience stomach aches more than 2 times or 3 times a week? And I was like, what does this question have to do with anything?
How would I know that?
I ate cheese this week. Yeah, my stomach was messed up. What are you talking about?
Let me go back to my journal for the week.
Yeah.
I had 2 upset tummies.
My tummy hurt 3 times this week. I'm crazy.
Yeah, dude. I don't know.
It was bizarre. So I had to do that, and then I had to meet with a psychologist. You have to sit down and they
Yep, I did that too. It sounds like you did like the police test.
Yeah,
like, the whole thing. I came down here 9 different times from where I'm 4.5 hours away, just through that process.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know how I passed all that.
Yeah, me too. I know.
So then they call you and just say you passed, and you're like,
yeah,
I'm not insane.
I was like, wow,
thank you.
I can't believe it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So they said you're good to go, and then they sequester you in a hotel for a couple days while everything's getting ready, or I don't even know. I don't know why they did that, but I literally couldn't leave my hotel room. I was like doing curls, picking up the chair in there, like trying to just move my body. Maybe that was
part 2 of the psych test. Maybe. Like, let's just lock him in this room.
I think.
Why is he bicep curling a chair?
I do think a lot of it is because they want you to kind of be on edge when you get there.
Okay. Interesting.
Which makes sense because, they're filming a TV show. And I get this now. But the entire time, I definitely was like, why is everything so uncomfortable? And then you get there and you're like, oh, because they want you to react, and they want you to be kind of like on edge.
Real.
Yeah.
And it's probably more like catchy.
Yeah. I mean,
more
at
watchable.
the end of the day, they're filming a show, and if everybody was just chill and like nothing happened, it wouldn't be much of a show, I guess.
True.
One of the guys I was on the show with was a Marine Scout sniper. And he told me that it was the most traumatic thing being on the show since he was in like live combat.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I would have not guessed that.
I know. I know it sounds like I'm exaggerating, but it is like a psychological, like fifth dimensional chess game that's going on while you're there.
Interesting. Yeah. I wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah.
So then the show goes on, and it's, I don't know how many weeks it was or whatever. I was tuning in. My wife was tuning in. So I just had to put that on record because,
I appreciate it.
I'm a big fan. But I remember watching, especially when you were, I guess you'd call it competing, sort of.
Yeah.
And I mean, you guys were the best by far.
Thank you.
And I'm not being biased. I promise.
Thank you.
And whenever an episode would end, my dad's conservative guy from up in the sticks, and he'd be like, man, did you hear Matt? Like, did you hear it? So good.
I love that.
And would like send me the video and stuff. And so, yeah, pretty crazy. That experience must have taught you a lot. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, like I said, I went into it completely blind. Mm-hmm. So I didn't have any expectations or understanding of what was even going to happen. What it did do was it made me very uncomfortable and
right.
like trial by fire kind of thing. And
because you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. And
that's a weird place. Like, it's in the national eye.
Yeah.
Quite literally, to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's a weird place to be uncomfortable.
Not only that, but it was all live. There was no redoing anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. That I didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
No, okay. So I didn't know. I thought it would have been like all produced and then really. Okay.
No, what you saw was what happened in real time. Now when you're back at the house, stuff that happened, they edited it in different ways, and like certain things happened out of order when I watched it back.
Right. There's no scripting. Okay.
There's definitely
like
influence. There's definitely
situational influence pushing,
pushing and nudging for sure.
Yeah.
But as for the performing, it was all right. You're up, and then that was it. And that was very, very nerve-wracking for sure. Okay. Because you would learn the song the day before, and I don't know if you know this either, but we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have TVs. They didn't, and because they were a Bachelor production, they've never done a music show before, so they didn't have like you would think in the house there would be like a studio and access to whatever you needed in terms of instruments and being able to listen to music. We didn't have anything. We had nothing. I had to ask the producers to get the song that I was learning, to get it on an MP3 player and get me wired headphones so I could listen to it.
Wow.
Because when they first brought us the songs, we were listening to it through a Bluetooth speaker across the room, or one of the producers would come up with their phone.
No way.
And play it, and I would have to like, oh wait, can you rewind it? Like I didn't hear that last chord. Yeah.
Wow, they didn't think that part through probably.
No, they definitely didn't. But
it's also not like this is kind of the trial thing for them. Like this isn't their standard, Bachelor edition.
Right.
Dude, what was it like to like come up to the house? Because
it was cool.
You lied to me before and said you don't watch The Bachelor all the time.
I don't, dude. I don't.
But I mean, it's still an iconic. Like it's still an iconic house, especially in the television world.
Yeah.
So was it a little bit surreal?
Like I said, I wouldn't have known if you brought me to the Bachelor house or if you brought me to your house. I wouldn't have known the difference.
Yep.
But it was cool. They picked me up in a blacked out SUV and rolled up to this, mansion in out in the middle of nowhere. It was definitely cool.
Yeah.
Listen. When I started to piece it together was when I saw the Chris Harrison guy.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, that's the guy from that dating show. And I legitimately, if you watch back, couldn't remember his name.
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah. I think I remember that clip.
That's real. That really happened. That wasn't me doing a bit. I legitimately didn't know. I knew who he was, but I didn't know.
Oh yeah, top of your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, you weren't watching the show. Like, you weren't a huge fan.
Pretty much. Look at me. I've never seen a single episode. I'm not saying that as it's like this badge of honor. I just never watched it. I literally never watched it.
And he's pretty much known for that show.
Yeah,
he doesn't do a lot of other things.
I've seen memes of him. I've seen clips of the show on Instagram and TikTok or wherever I've seen it. Yep. But I've never seen an actual episode of that.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch it again now.
Yeah,
because dude. So then, I'm not gonna spoil the show for anybody. Go and watch it. I can't even I'm not going to relate to the ending or anything like that. After the show is over, was there anything that you learned about yourself through the show? Besides how to be uncomfortable?
Yeah, I think it was, I learned that I could overcome a tremendous amount of pressure and then also be able to perform in front of Jason Mraz was right there, and Tony Braxton and all these people that I really respect, and that was surreal. The whole thing was really I felt like I was in a fever dream for most of it.
Afterwards, you're did I actually go through that? Did I actually perform in front of those people?
It was super surreal for sure. And I think it was good to know you're capable of doing that. Yeah,
it felt very much especially in the performances, you could tell you were in your element and you were thriving.
I'm telling you, man, I would be so stressed out when we were back at the house. But the second we got on stage and the second I would get the guitar in my hand, as soon as I would play the first chord, I was like,
I'm home.
I like I said, I get nervous. Obviously, there's nerves that are involved, but I was at least I know I prepared for this, and I feel good about it, and I just felt comfortable. Just whatever's going to happen is going to happen.
Right.
So, I think that was throwing caution to the wind kind of thing.
That's a good outlook to have. I mean, I can think of a lot of times where I've been not to that scale, but in situations where it's fight or flight time. And you definitely do learn about yourself and how you can handle situations. Because I imagine now, for you in music, there's not a lot of bigger stages than that.
Yeah, I mean, not only was it live TV, prime lifetime TV, there was a gazillion people there too. There were huge crowds of people there too, which that wasn't even the thing you were focused on. There's cameras on booms swinging, the craziest production of stuff that you could think of. That's the stuff where you're this is wild. What's going on?
Right.
And I had played in front of big crowds before, but that was just completely different thing. But it's also nice too, because you're everybody knows what they're doing, and there's a ecosystem here that's in play, and it's all very professionally done. So you do feel some comfort in knowing oh yeah, this is going to be well done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure. What was the reaction after?
Well, it was the fans of the show and the fans of me, and it was great. Mostly good.
Yeah, okay.
Mostly good, but the internet is a weird place.
Yeah,
and so 95% of it was really nice. But then you get. I think that when it first happened, I felt obligated to respond to everything, and so I was reading every comment, and the Instagram thing completely blew through the roof overnight, and I felt I felt rude not saying, "Oh, thank you," to "Oh, thank you," like this. Thank you for listening.
It's not something you're used to.
Yeah, I mean, even on YouTube, when we were getting all those views and we were getting thousands of comments, I would make sure I would go in and say thank you for listening and like their stuff. And you know how it is, man. With social media, and with anything creative, you put it out there, and it's so easy for somebody to just scroll by, and it's nice that somebody stops for 2 seconds and listens to what you did and and says something and
appreciates it, or for sure.
And so there is a caveat to that, though. Like you know, at some point I was like, I gotta go to bed, dude. Like I gotta stop looking at all this stuff. And then you see some negative stuff. You see some negative, like really weird, hateful, over the top, strange things. Or I would get, messages, weird DMs that were just like from some random person in the middle of the country. And it's just a bizarre thing to navigate through.
Especially if you don't have a lot of experience with that.
Yeah, I think even somebody who does have a lot of experience with it, they probably don't even look at it,
Yeah. That's what you hear, like from your Joe Rogans, and like they're like, I don't look at that stuff. Like it's toxic.
But they did at one point, though. You know what I mean?
Well, you'd have to in order to know what's there, to know not to.
Yeah.
And usually the response is kind of like what sounds like you went through, is like they started out doing that, realizing it was negatively impacting their life in a really bad way, and had to like make a conscious effort to just let it be.
Yeah.
Which is hard because you also want to be grateful for the people who are, making the good comments and listening to your stuff and supporting you and what you're doing. And so that's tough. I think
it also comes down to, we didn't grow up with Instagram. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Well, I didn't. Well, how old are you?
I don't say that.
Okay.
I'm 34.
A gentleman never asked. I'm sorry.
34.
Okay,
yeah.
So,
dude, I know exactly what it's like to dial up internet. And, Oh yeah.
I grew up where somebody comes up to you and says, dude, that was awesome. And I say, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I didn't see any difference between somebody typing it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like I was like, oh, I need to say thank you to this person for saying something nice.
Because that's just cordial kindness.
I was responding to some of these people, like saying all this crazy stuff. Yeah. And I would say, I want you to think about this for a second. I am a normal human being. Imagine I'm your son. Could you imagine some random lady saying this to your son? Who you don't know me, Yep. It's bizarre that you're so aggressively saying something
that you care this much about somebody that you don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The negative comment thing on the internet always baffled me because I've literally never once in my life saw something where I was like, I need to write some mess. No, what insanity do you have to have in your brain where you're like, I need to type something horrible to this person right now?
Yeah, I'll never understand it myself.
I don't get it.
It's very hard to even relate to that.
I'll never relate to that. I'll never understand that. I'll never get it.
It is why the internet is such a dangerous place. And I think that a lot of the discourse in public life now can be traced back to the way people talk to each other online. I have this thought that comes to mind is I was a first responder during the pandemic. Of course, when you're in your apartment watching CNN, Fox News, whatever, and they've got the death toll and they're talking about how grim it is and how, there's riots all over the country and all of these things. And that's your only outlet to humanity. It's very easy to see how you get jaded.
Oh yeah.
Until you go out in real life and talk to real people and you're like, it's not like this. That's not real life.
We lived through a very bizarre time.
Yeah.
Which actually kind of ties into the end part of what we were just talking about with the show, which is when I got off the show, when everything was on its way up, we were the last network television show to air right before COVID hit.
Okay. Because a lot of them canceled.
Right. Yep. Yeah. So, and we were supposed to go on this big tour and do the late night TV show circuit. We were supposed to go on there and perform and do all this stuff, and everything shut down.
Right.
And even just live gigs that I had lined up after the show couldn't, especially in California. And there was a couple shows that we did end up playing that were like, hush, hush, like don't tell anybody about this. And there was a couple hundred people at these shows. And I remember going back home and being like, I'm going to die tonight. I got sick. I touched a bunch of people. The microphone was
super
touched.
Spreader.
Yeah. And
it was a crazy time to be alive.
Yeah.
Like that is another one that for me feels like a fever dream. Like the whole 3 years of COVID or 4 or whatever was like, some kind of alternate reality.
Yeah, it was a very strange time for sure.
So you had some pretty big things lined up. I mean, you're talking about talk show host gigs and wow.
It all got shut down.
Yeah. Which, I mean, everything is hindsight, like we said before.
Yeah.
Okay, so then let me get before we start to wrap up here. I kind of wanted to see just your overall view of that experience, positive, negative, net good, net bad.
I think even bad experiences are good. I know that sounds stupid, but I think that it's what you make of it. I learned a lot. I put myself through something that I wouldn't want to do, that would made me very uncomfortable, and it helped me grow in that aspect. I didn't like certain things about it. I didn't like feeling manipulated and like I was a part of some weird puppet show.
Yeah.
I didn't really enjoy that. But as for the experience, it's like anything in life. It was hard and weird and uncomfortable, and at the end of it I did it, and I think I'm better for doing it. I would do it again. I guess I would. I guess I would do it again. It would be nice to know now the things I know about it and go into it with a little bit more of an understanding of what exactly I was getting into. But yeah, I mean, it was good.
The things that stretch you make you stronger.
Yeah.
Ultimately, that's a good takeaway from that, because anytime people go through hard things, it could be very easy to have that make some really negative impacts in your personality and the way you see the world. Yeah. So I'm glad that that's kind of the key takeaway.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, before you leave, we got to talk about your Christmas song.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've played that for 10 people, and every single person is like, you are incredible. You should probably just put this out there and let that you be the next Bing Crosby.
Oh man, that'd be great.
What was the motivation behind the Christmas song?
Oh, I love Christmas songs. Who
doesn't?
Yeah,
obviously.
I have a very special place in my heart for especially the old school, Nat King Cole, Frank Sinatra versions of those Christmas tunes, and I don't know if you know the Carpenters, but I grew up every Christmas, and my mom would play these old Christmas songs. I always loved them, and I wasn't even trying to write this Christmas song. I was just messing around writing stuff, and it was last winter that I actually started writing it. It might have been 2 winters ago when I started writing it. Actually.
Oh wow, okay. Man. See, this is stuff I would never know.
Dude,
the process of writing a song, it doesn't just come to you.
I have songs that are 10 years old that I haven't finished yet or released yet.
So 2 years with the Christmas song. Yeah,
so I wrote it a while ago. I recorded a demo of it. The thing is, I know what my limitations are with playing. I could fart around on the keyboard. I could play the drums pretty well. I play bass. I play guitar. But when you're trying to get a studio version of a song, you want great musicians to play those parts. You know what I mean? So you have to get your band or you have to outsource to studio guys. So over the past year or two, I've been trying to piece this song together. And it just takes time and money and then you got to mix it and you got to master it. And it's like putting a puzzle piece, a puzzle together. And so yeah, I've been just kind of cracking away at doing it. And now I finally have like a very, very close to being finished version of it that I was hoping to be done by December 1st, but I'm close. It should be done in the next couple of days and then I'll put it out there.
I'm very much looking forward to that.
I wanted to get Michael Bublé to sing it. That was the
pride of Canada.
The pride of Canada. That was the goal.
Yep.
And I still think he should sing it.
Yeah.
Because it's really right up his alley. But I'm just
get on it. Michael, come on. Do the right thing.
What are we doing? Do the right thing.
I saw that comment on one of yours.
Oh, it's so funny.
Do the right thing. That was your buddy that was on the show.
Trevor.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Do the right thing. Dude, honestly, if he doesn't, I think it's great just the way it is.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
I'm gonna put it out no matter what.
Yep. Where can people find that?
It's going to be on Spotify and Apple Music and all.
Okay. Will that be through through Matt Ranaudo?
That's a really good question.
Okay.
Because I don't have a dedicated Matt Ranaudo artist Spotify. I do have, my band, all the YouTube channels and all that stuff set up for that. I might just put it out under Matt something. I might do it like a stage name.
Cool.
I don't know.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you'll have to let me know and then send it to me so I can.
Yeah,
of
course. Once it's up, I'm gonna make a bunch of Instagram posts about it. And
I'll post about it too because it's so good.
Thank you.
And for anybody who is gonna have the chance to listen to it. Instant classic.
Thanks.
We'll be playing that in my house for a long time.
That makes me happy.
All my family members who I've sent that to, which pretty much right away, like when you put that out, I was like sending it to my brothers and everybody. Man. Dude, it's so good.
Thank you.
It really is. I'm not just saying that because you're here. I promise. I would tell you if it was terrible.
It's terrible.
I would tell you. Listen, I know you think it's good, but it's not.
I appreciate it's really, really good. Man. And honestly, that's all I want. Like if knowing that you're gonna play it on Christmas or around Christmas with your family, that's all that would make me happy.
Yeah, and so far we only have the first minute and a half or so.
Yeah, verse and a chorus I put out there.
Yeah, so we'll be looking for you. But by the way, I've gotten a lot of traction.
Yeah, dude.
It's kind of blowing up on your pages, which is cool.
That's another thing that man, I get overwhelmed with stuff like that because I want to tell people thank you so much. These people commented this guy's name 5,000 times. No, I'm not exaggerating. It's like 5,000 or 6,000 comments of Michael Bublé.
Hundreds of thousands of views.
And that swells my heart, dude. That's oh my God.
It's special. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's
and I can tell you a lot of people will play that for a long, long time.
I hope so.
Which is cool.
That'd be really cool.
Do the right thing, Michael Bublé.
Do the right thing.
Dude, just do the right thing.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Yeah. I think that the impact of social media, and if it has a positive outlet, is that obviously you can share it with millions of people almost instantaneous. And it's very interesting to see what kind of hits and what doesn't.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But no, I mean, everybody knows, I think, that you're pretty appreciative of that. But, yeah, it's really good. I'm looking forward to that.
Thank you, dude.
What's next for you before we go?
It's just going to be I have, I think, 14, maybe 15 new songs I've been working on for a while. Half of them I'm going to release them under the Brother Stone name and stuff. And then the other half, I think, fit a different kind of vibe.
Okay.
The Brother Stone stuff, well, I didn't write it for that reason, but these songs I'm going to release under the Brother Stone name are more like funky, soulful kind of tunes.
Yep.
And then there's another half of it's me. It's because of who I am and how I write sometimes I'll write a country song. It's like country folk-esque kind of song, or like a more ballady kind of song. And then sometimes I write like it's a soul funk tune, and they don't belong on the same album. So I'm trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to release it, but I'm probably going to put half of them on the Brother Stone thing, and then half I'll figure out. I'm probably going to put it out under my own name or some other, pseudonym.
That's awesome. Where can people find you?
Matt_Ranaudo is my Instagram. Good luck spelling Ranaudo. I'm not even going to tell you how it's done.
It's probably not even right in my phone if I showed you right now.
Nobody spells it right.
Well, nobody says my name right.
Nobody
it's
says
Raji.
I get Ranaldo, dude.
Oh, Ronaldo. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's not close.
No. Just throwing L's in my name. But yeah, just...
Brother Stone and the Get Down.
Yeah, that's the... Spotify and YouTube, the Brother Stone and the Get Down. You'll find a bunch of videos with all the boys singing.
Dude, awesome. Well, next time I'll have to try to get you somehow up in the studio.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Hey, man.
My man.
I love you, buddy.
It's awesome. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
dude.
anytime.
I appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
See you later, everybody. Catch you on the next one.
Bye.